Somewhere in a parallel universe, the Queen was having breakfast. She was reading the morning papers when she saw it. The Rice Krispies hovered on the spoon as her eyes hardened.
Well, that's it.
What is it, old love? Asked Prince Philip, tucking into a bowl of golden grahams.
I'm to be demoted. I mean, it was bad enough losing Britannia. I still haven't forgotten that, and of course one accepts and so forth. But to lose Britain...
She was silent. Well, what is it?
I'm not to be head of state anymore.
What?
Apparently, under some new European directive, the Prime Minister is to be promoted to head of state. They're trying to fob me off with becoming... what is it?
She scrutinised the paper.
Oh yes, the ornament of England.
A small tear began to well up in her left eye. You ruddy sods! The prince almost choked on a golden graham.
Well, I'm not having it, Philip. In fact, I've been thinking about it now for some time. I'm going to revive the royal shoes. That will show them.
But Iron Face, old love, isn't that a little controversial?
I don't care. It's part of the royal prerogative they haven't managed to do away with, and that's only because they don't know it exists. I'll show them who's who. Besides, the people will love it.
A steely smile stole across her face. And so the Battle of the Royal Shoes commenced. Well, yes, I'm standing outside Westminster Abbey on the occasion of the Royal Shoes. The Queen has taken the unprecedented step of reviving the Royal Shoes to quash rumours that her position is not safe under the new European directive. And of course some commentators have said that this is a political step too far. But this year Jean-Paul Gaultier is the crown cobbler, and so there's been much excitement as well as speculation as to the final version of the shoes themselves. And as you can hear, the organist has struck up in anticipation of the procession, and now a reverential hush has descended as the Queen has entered. Accompanying Her Majesty are the right foot royal and the foot sinister. Well, they represent the left and right foot of Her Majesty, but in a very real sense they are the two strands of our political life. For Her Majesty is above politics, and yet our two main political parties support her, indeed enact her government. So she could be said to stand on them. And there, just ahead, leading the procession, is the gilded slipper carrying the shoes royal under a cloth of red silk. And of course the Queen herself, looking radiant, not betraying a hint of nervousness at this, her first royal shoes, indeed the first royal shoes in 2 centuries. The gilded slipper turns towards her, and they both make a small bow. Now the royal hand extends to take possession of the shoes, and in time-honoured fashion the gilded slipper snatches the cushion away from her, a pertinent reminder of the delicate balance between Crown and Commons. Her Majesty requires the royal shoes! And the gilded slipper refuses. The feet royal ask again, Her Majesty requires the royal shoes! And he shakes his head. This time the feet approach and take off their gloves and slap him around the face. And he relents. This is the moment we have been waiting for, as he removes the silk to reveal the shoes themselves, and I gather the fashion world is waiting anxiously. Ah, and there they are. Well, as I suspected, flat with a slight heel, but wait, there is in fact the slight suggestion of a platform, perhaps in deference to the late Princess Margaret, and they are white. Of course, blue or red would have been her political statement. The feet royal now take the shoes and hold them as Her Majesty slips off her own workaday shoes, and well, this was not expected at all. There appears to be a small bandage or even corn plaster on her little toe, and the tabloids, of course, will have a field day with this, and now she is stepping into the royal shoes in confirmation of her position as head of state. She turns to the congregation, lifts the hem of her dress, and first points the right foot, and now the left, clearly at ease with herself and enjoying every moment. We can hear her now.
The royal shoes!
And of course there's thunderous rejoinder. Her royal authority now consolidated and reassured. In fact, I'm feeling quite emotional. It's at moments like this that makes you proud to be British. Well done, old Iron Face. Prince Philip congratulated his wife as she stepped down to soak her feet in a nice hot mustard foot bath.
Thank you, Philip,
she chuckled.
I think that solves the situation. After all, I'd like to see the Prime Minister try and get into these.
And she looked at the royal shoes beside her. He may be too big for his boots, oh love, but you're the real Cinderella.
Yes, and he's nothing but an ugly sister.
And they both burst out into the laughter of the insane. Oh,